Can you guys hear it now? I was talking, but for some reason it was disabled on my mixer, even though I was unmuted on the mic itself. Well, that sucks. So, lucky we didn't go too far. All good now, though? All good, all good. Yeah. All right. Cool, cool. All right. Basically, all I was saying is that on the high side, we've been putting in these lower highs, right? I think you guys can see what I was drawing there. But on the low side, we're actually putting in kind of higher lows. So it's really coming to this like apex, right? Where like price is contorting and a major move to one direction or the other is coming, okay? So, I mean, we've kind of known that, and we'll touch on the BTC dominance chart here in a bit, but so anyways, all I was just saying is that we need to start sweeping these previous local highs, right? By getting above them and starting to flip them into support, okay? What was once resistance, right? Resistance needs to be flipped into support. And right here, we just have this massive kind of, basically, I mean, there's been this huge wall on Bitfinex where these whales just refuse to let price get pushed down. We've filled the majority of our bids here on the first shot and then on the second shot. And if you didn't get those, you actually got a third shot. I filled on the first two. Didn't need to fill here because we had already hit. So just depending, but you got plenty of opportunity there. And we got as close as the 852. All we were looking for was 886. So look how close we got to that 886, okay? And the only thing really that we had left, that stayed untouched is right here. Okay? This 38K kind of square up, right? That's the only one that we've been kind of just wondering what was going to happen with it, right? So again, we don't have to hit it. This could go all the way up to whatever, 70K, and on the way back down, we could square it up, right? We don't have to do it right away. You just figure when it gets so close to it like this, that a little bit further down and they would have tapped it, and then, you have this run up that we're having right now. So that being said, of course, it could still have one more little low and then we run. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, right? But that being said, everything's starting to turn for the better right now. So as long as at this point we can hold above these levels, which is 40,800, you don't really have to worry about that 38 level, okay? If you see this 40,800 level lost, back tested as resistance, and we start selling off, that's where you're probably going to get the 38K, all right? And then you'll rally from there. So let's just see how that kind of plays out in the upcoming few days, right? What we want right now is follow through price action to the upside, back test some of these previous resistance areas as support, okay? Going to the oscillators now. All right, so let's look at this first on the MACD, right? You can see the green line that's already painted up here on the chart. That aligns with these two islands of negative momentum. And if you can see, right, this is where it was even. And see, I'm using the shift button. See, if you have an angle like this and you push shift, it squares it up for you immediately. So you can see by me using the shift tool, shift key, that this was a slightly higher low, okay? And we really had to zoom in, but if you can see, once we zoom way in, it becomes even more apparent. You see that, guys? Okay, so we have a higher low. So lower levels of negative momentum, okay? That's what we're looking for there, and we lined it up right here. So that's Class A bullish divergence. From this island, okay, marking this as the island here, we then go to the next island. And you could kind of say that it was right here, okay? even though we like this island separation between islands, this one was still part of this negative momentum island, right? But you can see where I'm lining up to, and I'll put another arrow, another trend line from here to this point, okay? So at this point, right? Okay, let me zoom in a little for you. At this point now, we have now went from this low point, right, to this next island. It's now basically right here, okay? And I'll even actually turn that white, because now these are converging, not diverging. They're converging in the same direction, right, to the upside, okay? And now we even have another one. So let's go for another one from here over to here. We have equal lows again, but here we have much lower levels of negative momentum. You see how again they tried to push price down, and look at the negative momentum. Nothing, right? Nothing. And now look, we're engulfing all the previous price action right now. So the bears, they had nothing left to muster, right? They used all of their momentum, and they just could not even sweep these local lows. Now, if we look at the relative strength, okay, what's important here is that we regain this 50% trend line, right? The heart line of the RSI. We need to get above that. But you can see the momentum is shifting here, right? So if you go back to price, so again, where price was at the low here, going to this, we have the RSI shifting with us as well, okay? So a lot of positive things happening here, okay? So back to the RSI. What we'd like to see now is you almost have like dual RSI trend lines here. You have like this smaller local one that we just broke out of. You see that? We just made like a $700-800 move while I was just explaining this, and it broke us out of that, okay? And then if you go back a little further, you have this one, and this one, it's almost like we've already, yes, we were outside of it a few times, but we've already kind of broken, back tested this first one as well. So this is really good signs on the RSI, okay? So what we want to see have happen next is just getting above this 50 and holding it, okay? And then we could see continuation. Once we get above this 60, this is bullish territory, okay? So from here we could continue running, a substantial ways, right? We have basically, looking at this, we have massive amount of, area to run to, okay? So nowhere are we worried at the moment about being overbought. Okay, so targets, if this can hold, right, our stop loss still remains 36,666, right? It's like 36,666. Okay, this remains the stop loss. All right, we don't want to see that. So at this point, if we fib this from the A high to the D low, okay, and I'm going to fib it a second time from the C high to the D low, and we have nothing overlapping significantly other than right here, which is just the anchor point of the A target with the 1414. So let's go ahead and mark that, and let's mark the 1618. Okay, so I'm going to erase it now. So we mark these 2 points, okay? So the first point, these are your first 2 local targets of the harmonic, okay? And one of those you can see aligned with a fib, okay? A 1414 fib. So this is going to be a critical area right here, okay? So ideally you see this come up and it breaches, right? And then it goes all the way up, hits this, comes back, makes the head and shoulders, right? Where people are like, oh, head and shoulders. And then you just turbo send, okay? So watch for this price action. Next, what we're looking for is this one, okay, at 61,300. So the reason we marked that one is because we want to zoom out a bit, okay? So now we're going to look at the whole structure, right? And you can see we have a couple square ups coming from the left area. We have one here, and we have another one right there, okay? So there it is, right? So let's get rid of this. Actually, let me leave that there because that's one that we've been watching for a while, okay? So this square up here is one you could look back, and I've been tweeting this for a while. 56,800, okay? And then from there, lastly, would be this 61K. All right, so these are the next areas of interest, major, okay? So let's see if we could get up here. You know, I'm not saying that this is the top by any means. We obviously have, you know, higher target areas up ahead, but this is just, you know, we gotta start one level at a time, right? So this is key kind of deep retrace stuff, right? And even fibbing this whole structure, right? Fibbing this from high to low, you can see just how much coinciding variables are happening right there, right? You have like three lines marking the spot, and then here you got two, and then this is kind of your third, right? So those are your definite areas of interest upcoming, okay? Right. Okay, so let's see. Now, let's look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, because again, we're wondering, right, why, what makes this think that we're not just going to sell off, right? We have a couple things going for us. This obviously being the first one with these coinciding dual harmonics that are pointing to the up, right? So that's like perfect storm number one. And then, you know, next thing is just this Bitcoin dominance chart, okay? This is just telling us that a massive major move is upcoming, okay? It doesn't necessarily correlate direction here, but that's what we got from the USDT chart that we just looked at, okay? But if you look at this, I mean, guys, this is just what kind of, look at this. Over the past month, okay, you've just been sitting right here at this double bottom at the right side of this Bukowski double bottom, and you're just building. Okay, this is just gonna launch at some point, all right? And it's gonna not only launch, it's gonna launch and get above that, right? So that's what's gonna be massive right there, okay? So looking at the oscillators here, look at this, guys. We have an equal lows with much lower levels of negative momentum and much lower levels of, you know, the relative strength, right? We're building relative strength, right? So again, looks like you're don't really have too much of a trend line going there, but what we need to do is break that 50%, right? We need to break that 50, get above there, and make our way up, right? So see here how we double topped in oversold territory with the divergence. So that's where we sold off, right? So we need to see this happen again up here. Until it does, this is going to continue to gain dominance over the market, right? And then looking at the total, okay, looking at total is also saying that, look, we had this bearish shark, okay, XABCD pattern. We sold off 50% of the way, morphed into a bullish 5-0, and now you're getting price action continuation to the upside target area, okay? Back to 2.344 trillion is where we're heading, Okay, so now looking back at Bitcoin, all of that lining up, you can see why we have this upside, you know, targeting, why we're not bearish, right? We're aligning all of our variables not to fit our bias, but to create a valid argument to properly take a trade off of, okay? We're not just trying to fit our perma bull bias. We're trying to actually create an edge, okay? Over to the Russians. Check on the Russians. Look at this. Critical support resistance area we had drawn here. If I stretch this back, you can see this is the previous the previous A high. Okay, it was also valid touch points, okay, along the way, and now we're engulfing back through that, okay? So critical level, if you could see ETH hold these levels, you can see the highs tested again, okay? On our way to much higher prices. All right. So Russian Ethereum looking good on the oscillators. Same thing, right? We had the bullish divergence, class A, tail end RSI bullish divergence, boom, and almost like twice, right? Twice. And now again on these lows, you had a low here. See this low? There's not even negative momentum there. It doesn't even exist. So the bears, right? The bears were just unable to push this down at all here, right? This is going to go up. ETH BTC, same thing. Look at this massive amount of three times bullish divergence here, right? So we have 3x three times, okay? 3 times we had class A bullish divergence on the MACD. 1, 2, 3, where price put in a low, a lower low, and an even lower low. And then we have the tail end RSI divergence, right, as the cherry on top. Boom. Okay. So here again, you got this parallel channel that creates the hard line. We need this to get above and then continue above that 50 and ultimately get above this 60, okay? You have harmonic reversal structure, XABCD, bullish Gartley, Batley type stuff, right? So we would be fibbing this from the high to the low. And yeah, we had some targets up here already. So local target is just simply sweeping the highs, okay? Local target says let's just sweep the highs. Put in that new high first. Because look, here's your previous high, right? So if you can sweep that, the second you get above that, you're just going to morph up there. You'll probably back test it before running again, okay? But that would be a massive move for ETH, especially in a scenario where we said all the money's coming to Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin dominance, all the money's coming to Bitcoin. If all the money's coming to Bitcoin and ETH is going to outperform it, that means ETH is going to send it, all right? Full send. Litecoin. Are we breaking out? Zoom in here. Look at this, okay? We've had this gray box drawn as critical support resistance area. We've fell below it for a second, but immediately engulfed right back in and then closed above, and then now follow through is looking like it wants to continue out of this down sloping trend line that we have drawn here. So again, that break, hook, and go of this down sloping trend line. So hopefully this can hold and we could push back over 200 on Litecoin. Oscillators in our favor, okay? 3x bullish divergence, where on the negative momentum island we have one low, a second low, and even a third low with the tail end RSI bullish divergence, okay? So this is exactly what we want to see in the completion zone of our harmonic structures or our pattern completions. Okay. Yeah. So Litecoin zooming out, we would be targeting the golden zone and then deep retrace from the previous. You know, we're still working on getting back to these square up levels. Okay. So you have one of them right here. Okay. And you have the other one right up here. So you can see the two blue lines are the square ups. But ultimately, this is simply coming from fibbing from high to low. And you can see here's our golden zone between the 382 and the 618. So this makes up the golden zone. And then you have the deep retrace area between the 786 and the 886. So those are still remain our current target areas. If we can get out of this and get into that golden zone, ideally then we close above it and run into the deep retrace. Okay. So yeah, you're kind of looking at moves like this. Something like that. Okay. Let's see. Let me throw that in the Litecoin chat. Litecoin. Okay, moving along, we have AVE. So again, similar to Litecoin, AVE, you are... everyone tell me no audio. I was just seeing those messages now. A little late, right? All right. So on AVE, similar price action structure as Litecoin, targeting, you know, deep retrace areas. We're sitting in this buy zone still, about to leave it, you know, about to exit that buy zone. Heading to the divergences. Man, that's close. It looks like we got it. So you got 1, 2, 3x bullish divergence. I know that looks weird, guys, but that's how you do it. 1, 2, 3, and then almost like converging the back end with the tail end RSI. Yeah, guys, this is looking really good for reversals here. So right now looks like you got a pretty discernible little neckline there that we would want to see price action breach and close back above and then continue on. You'll see this little local square up that'll happen right there when you get to that first level. Maybe a little back test before heading to, you know, much higher prices. Okay, so that is AVE, AAVE, AVE. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, almost the identical chart. Okay, you have a golden zone, a deep retrace, a harmonic reversal. You have divergence on the oscillators, tail end RSI divergence. Okay, so yeah, Bitcoin Cash looking good for a full send. So what you need to do here is get above 730. Okay, this critical support resistance area. If so, you'll find yourself in the golden retrace zone here marked in green, and then ultimately into a deep retrace from where you are. Trade would look like this, right? Stop below the lows, previous low over here, X low, and just targeting the golden zone 138 into the deep retrace. You're looking at 200%, right? So 8-1 on your money. Bitcoin Cash, right? Roger Vercoin. Next we have Seoul. This is a bullish shark. Okay, look at this hidden bullish divergence. Massive amount of hidden bullish divergence into the bullish divergence 4 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like prices went from class A bullish divergence into class B bullish convergence, tail end RSI. Okay. And this bullish shark, ideally this retraces at minimum 50% of the way initially. Okay, so that'll be right here. So what you would see is something like this: a rally up, sell back off, and then a rally back. Okay. Seoul. Bullish. Because right here, you're going to morph into the bearish 5-0, okay? And this 5-0 is going to come back and square you up at the low. So you need 3 to 1 from that. Right there, okay? So when price comes up and it hits 166, you're going to short it right back to 140. But then once it comes back to 140, you're going to send it back to the highs, okay? With stop being below the previous low, okay? And right now, you're already in a long, right? So your current long is already longing you to this point. Okay? So you're going to go up, back down, back up. Hope that's not confusing. I think it's a ghost feed. Something like that, guys. There you go. Follow the magic, the yellow brick road, whatever it's called. Okay. Doge. Everyone's scared of Dodge. Duck just sees dollar signs. Okay. Look at this, guys. Come on. Look at this. Guys, look how textbook this is. Look at it. 1, 2, 3. Like, I couldn't even draw it for you better if I pulled it out of Bulkowski's book and pasted it on the screen right now. Like, Bulkowski is taking a long right now on Dodge. Okay. 3x bullish divergence, tail end RSI. Okay. At the pattern completion zone, D, long entry target of a harmonic. You have a tight invalidation point, tight stop, okay? Massive upside potential, okay? 250%, 8 to 1 on your money, okay? If you're not in it for this, you shouldn't even be in it at all, okay? This one is just begging for an Elon tweet, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, it was the Elon tweet. No, it wasn't the Elon tweet. Elon could get banned from Twitter right now and this would still pump. Okay, keep that in mind. It's not the fundamentals, it's the technicals. The fundamentals just often align. Okay, this is a full send. FTT, hidden bullish divergence. There it is. Donk. Hidden bullish divergence. We broke out, back tested it. Look at this. Hidden bullish divergence, where we had a low in price and a higher low in price with much lower levels of negative momentum. And you even went into the class A from class C hidden bull to class A bull div. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, full send here. We're going to fib this from the current high to low We're targeting the 1272, 1414, ultimately 1618, $107. Okay. I don't even really care about that one. Boom. 7.3 to 1 on your money. Okay. FTT. Link. Quick invalidation. Okay. You don't want to lose these lows anymore. This is pretty much it. This is the only one out of all of them that doesn't look absolutely ready to full moon reverse. But the market in itself just might give it a courtesy pull to the upside. Okay. So that being said, we have a tight stop here because if this falls below this, you're going to go right to either 1650 or maybe even 1380. So we have a tight stop here. Massive upside. Excuse me. Okay. Next. So yeah, Link again, I mean Dodge is destroying Link right now as far as setups, okay? I mean even Bitcoin Cash is destroying Link. Uni's already started. You see the difference in look at Uni's divergence, okay? And then look at Link's. See how it's converging down? Uni was diverging up, okay? But their charts are the same. You see that? But we have the massive upside here on Uni. Whereas Link, yeah, we might still get it, but from a different perspective. Okay? So Uni, it's already kind of playing out. But yeah, there's much better return on your investment on Dodge and on Bitcoin Cash. So you're just kind of wedging, kind of bull pull, bull flag type thing. We just need to bounce up again, get between 27 and 31, which is the high side targets, the A and C targets here of the bullish bat, bullish Gartley, whatever you want to call it here. Batley. XRP, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, tail end. XRP even looks better than Link, okay? Stop below X. You got some buy zone action here. 786. Again, kind of Batley action. But yeah, looks like you are like breaking out as well right here. So yeah, engulfing on XRP, we are bullish. Okay, moving along. Stellar Lumen, same thing, guys. This one looks even better than Link as well. 1, 2, 3x bullish divergence. Tail end RSI, bullish divergence. Okay. At the 786, so critical fib level. God, you would have loved to see just one more little low and then run. But we don't, it's whatever, right? I mean, what is this going to hurt you? Please tell me that that's not going to hurt you, right? All right. So, I mean, I don't know. I've been trading spot pretty much exclusive lately. So things like that I can deal with, where somebody on 20x is going to get liquidated, right? So it's just all about perspective, I guess, right? So don't over leverage yourself out of the race before it even starts, okay? 382 to 618, golden retrace into the deep retrace, okay? All right. XLM, lumens. YFI, same thing, guys. You're right in that completion zone. Bullish divergence. Tail end on the RSI. Bullish divergence on the MACD. Okay. So again, here we have some critical support resistance levels that we'd like to see flip, right? Boom, boom, boom. So we have one here, we have one here, we have one here. Okay. So flip 33K, 37K, and 44K. And that's how you will get your next wave to the upside, right? It's all about waves, not Elliots, just waves. Okay. Shiba shitcoin, let's zoom in here. Again, we critical that we get above this 50% line. And if so, we test the highs again and get above that. That's where you're going to get a moon rocket. Okay. Look how small it looks in, in the grand scheme of things, right? Whoops. Look how small it is in the grand scheme of things. This is going to, whoops, be a full send. Okay. Watch for it. Basically, you're going to build a new range and you're going to go right to the top of it. Look at that. Pink. Okay. 1300 sats. Tezzies. Hidden bullish divergence. 1, 2, 3, 4. You continue to paint lower levels of negative momentum, continuing to paint higher lows. We had a reaction out of it, weren't able to muster anything but another higher low. Now we have convergence on the other side, okay, with the RSI convergence as well. And yeah, we're looking at new highs here, $10. Tezzies. Lena, same thing. Look at this. Bullish divergence. Boom, 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 boom. Tail end, RSI, bullish divergence. Completion zone, 886 was extremely close. Okay. 886 was extremely close. Whoops, sorry. All right, here we go. So by it here, we're there. Okay. Dual coinciding harmonics. You are going to leave this level and target the 1618, which should be the top of this target. Let's see. Right there, 1618. Okay. Yeah. This is as much critical here. Okay, let's see this first. Whoops, let's get above that 0.045 cents and then we can see this upside targets. Okay. Lena. Maker. Inside, this fully hit the 886 here. Okay. Fully hit the 886 pattern completion zone of the bullish bat. We have 3x bullish divergence, tail end RSI divergence, approaching that 50% level on the RSI. Positive momentum building. Just getting started. Okay. Just getting started. We had a low on price. Okay. Higher low. Higher low. And finally, even a higher low. Okay. So yeah, this is looking really good for some continuation. Okay. Maker. Full send. Send it to like 5 Gs. Double it up. AVAX. So was this the one that got listed at Coinbase? I think it just got listed at Coinbase. Hidden bullish divergence. Sound the alarm. Hidden bullish divergence. Impending price action continuation to the upside. Looks like you have a trend line, potential downsloping trend line breakout right now. And it looks like you even had a hidden bullish divergence on the RSI as well. Impending price action continuation to the upside, fibbing this from high to low. We would be targeting the 1618, targeting $91. Stop would be fairly tight here. 3 to 1 on your money allows for a stop at $58. $58 would be the new stop loss. Okay. The targeting 91, 3 to 1 on your money, 37, 38% gains. AVAX. BNB. Okay, BNB. Critical time for you here. 3x bullish divergence. Tail end RSI. Bullish divergence. Critical support resistance area you are butting on the door of right now. So if you can get above this, back tested as support, you are going to see $500. Okay. You will see $500 if you can hold above 375. Okay. Your stop loss would be right here below the lows. And yeah, you're cooking. Not sure how harmonic you are, but let's see. Yeah. Gartley. This could send even higher, you know, zooming out, right? Zooming out. 500 is... Let's see if we did the fib from high to low, golden retrace, 382. So yeah, that's the top of the golden retrace zone is our 500 target right there is top of the golden zone. Okay. Does not mean that's it. Means that we might retrace a hair, partial decline and end up in the deep retrace 600. Okay. But 500 would be the next local area of interest for BNB. OMG, again, we had said this before. If we break above 10, I'll see you at 12. Okay. So right now target is 1234. This has just been nasty, just upsloping choppiness, but not as discernible on this asset. You can see real choppy. No clear edge here. The edge was down here. Very clear edge down here at the bottom. Clear edge. When we had the partial decline, we painted the hidden bullish divergence, and then we've just continued up only. Okay. So 12, 25 upcoming. All right, back to Bitcoin. So it looks like we hit 43.3 there for a second. Jesus, let's go in and zoom in here. Okay, so we had this downsloping channel. Okay, downsloping channel right into a bullish bat, right into a full send. Yeah, and you could see the square up. Okay, from this morning's level, the square up. Whoops, watch that square up. Okay, see it? That's where you painted. That's where you back tested the heart line, and you painted the higher low, and you painted the swing low failure pattern. Once you broke out, you engulfed, follow through price action. Game over for the bears. Okay. Looking really good. So far, so good. You know, always possible we back test this a little bit more. Okay. Always possible you run it right back to here. And then you go again, right? But you don't have to. I'd much rather see this just chop sideways and then run again. Either way, Looking good. So far, so good. Okay. So, cool. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I know it's kind of a quick one, but we covered what we had to cover, right? So, here's Dot for you, sir. Hidden bullish divergence turned into bullish convergence. Bullish convergence. Convergence. Hidden bull. Yeah. Dot. You're looking for the C and the A high. So you're basically targeting $45 to $50. Okay. Currently sitting at 30. So your trade would look like this. 3 to 1 on your money would look like this. Okay. There's Dot for you. Stop. I'd use this previous wick low for my stop like that. And go ahead and just ape in. Limit in 72%. 3.68 to 1 on your money. Cope. No cope. Ooh, man, people have been coping hard on this. That's a lot of cope right there. Look at this. We had a... That must have been our... I wonder where that came from. Short on the 4 hour. Yeah. Short on the 4 hour. Man. Okay, so what happened since then? All right, let's look at it. Okay, so let's just get some perspective. Fibbing from the all-time high to low. We dial that in. You see we retraced 50% of the way. Okay. 50% retracement. Dow's theory. After an initial impulse down or up, an asset is likely to retrace 50% of the way before continuing on its move. Okay. All right. Just trying to see here. I don't think you do, but okay, so interesting. All right, this is like a large shark. Okay, it wasn't textbook, but it's there. Okay, so you have this massive shark that would have then, okay, so you would have taken a long here. Okay, and your target would have been 50% retracement. Okay, 50% retracement. 3 to 1 on your money. You would have been something like this. Okay, whatever. Not below 0, but you know what I mean. Okay, so now you would have morphed into a 5-0 and now retraced all the way back down. So the 5-0 has now played out where the 5-0 has hit some square up targets. Okay, so the 5-0 is now played out. Now you can continue back up. Okay, so let's see here. Not as discernible as on other assets. Okay, this is going to be a cipher. So you want 786. Wow. All right. So it's almost saying like there's going to be one more stupid low on a lot of these, but it's such a tight low that you might not actually get it because you've already basically got it. So even though I don't like this one a ton, you can dabble here if you'd like. Stop below the previous low. Target would be here. And here. Okay. I think there's better trades on some of the other assets we just covered than Cope. So don't be, don't be married to the assets, right? Just look for the setups, right? Just look for the charts. So don't worry that it's Cope or XRP or Bitcoin Cash or Doge, whatever. Just worry about the trade, right? Worry about the chart. Let the chart talk to you, and let the other ones further develop. Okay. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Keep pumping the corn. Keep making bears cope. And I will catch you guys back in the Discord. All right. Peace. Duck out.